Hi, welcome back to another video of the Targeted Individual Program, Target Express. So I forgot to mention this. It's very strange how they can manipulate the people that you know, right? Even when they live in a different state. So like I said yesterday, I was cleaning up my kid's computer, and because I haven't cleaned it out in a couple of months, I needed to clean it out because for those of you who know about computers, dirt and computer, they're not friends. All right, if your computer gets too dirty, it will affect its performance. You will damage the parts in your computer because of dirt. So I have to clean it out. So like I said, I was super tired. Then my daughter's desk came yesterday. That was her birthday gift. Um, was to get her a new desk because her old desk it was kind of sinking in the middle. Right, it was a very cheap desk, um, and I was like, you know what, I need to get her a new desk because if it caves in, then she'll bring up her computer, you know, and so forth. So I got her a new desk. As I was finishing building her new desk, putting her computer back on up on the desk and what have you, I get a call, and this is a friend of mine who I had donated the family computer to her daughter, and so she calls me because she's like, because after this, I mean, months ago, right? And I keep asking, I said, like, when are you gonna put it up for her? And she's like, well, she's not thinking about that right now. What have you? She's going through what have you. So finally, yesterday, I guess she decided, okay, I want to put up now, right? So she calls me um, to ask me a couple of questions, and the computer was working fine before. It was working fine. She started. She logged in, created her Microsoft account, everything like that was fine. Then she shut it down just because she wasn't ready to, uh, put up yet. So she calls me yesterday. This is after I finish, putting my daughter's desk, putting her computer back up on her desk. Desk is much more sturdy, and I feel a lot better because I know if she leans on the desk, this is enough to support her weight as well as her computer and her monitor that is on her computer desk. So anyway, so then she turns on the computer. She uh, plugged everything. I said, first of all, you gotta make sure you plug everything in. Your monitor, HDMI cable, and I had sent her an HDMI cable, right? And the thing says HDMI. The cable says HDMI cable on it, right? So she's like, I plugged it in, but the cable not working. I said, I said, I believe I sent you an HDMI cable when I shipped the computer to you, and she sent me a picture. She's like, "Is this it?" I'm like, "Yes, it is." So, which kind of tells me that their mind is being co-opted, right? Their minds are being hijacked because the cable is right there. It says HDMI on it, right? And she didn't even know that the cable was an HDMI cable. She was like, she's like, um, "There's a cable that you sent me, and it just says universal." And I'm like, it doesn't just say universal. It comes in a box, or it comes um, in a plastic package, but it'll say HDMI cable, right? So I know that but they probably when she had shut down the computer after she received it, they're like talk about they're always having this contingency for contingency for contingency for sometimes 9-10 times deep, right? So I guess yesterday, because I was tired, they wanted to test my memory. They wanted to see how I would handle in a stressful situation where I'm tired and stuff like that, right? Now it's a good thing. For the past 2 days, I've been taking my Newer Health, which again I bought to use, right? So Newer Health is a natural supplement that's supposed to help you remember, supposed to help fuel the brain, so that uh, it helps with memory. It helps with mood and stuff like that, right? So for the past 2 days, I've been taking it, and like I said yesterday, they'll always use opportunity to do these tests, right? So again, which means you said the police sirens to do these tests. As soon as I say test, you get a police sirens. Um, but yeah, so she uh, plugged everything in, right? Turned on the computer, nothing happened. right? The monitor says no signal received. So I said, okay, let's eliminate a couple things. Plug the monitor into another computer. So her daughter plugged it into her laptop. Monitor works fine. So now I had to have her shut down the computer, open up the front side of the computer, and to remove the graphics card out of the computer so she can get to the battery, right? And uh, when you buy a computer, all computers have a battery. So the battery, it's a very small circular battery, and what it does is that battery is it powers, very like the date, right? It doesn't power the motherboard itself, but within the motherboard you have software, right? It's just called BIOS, right? Your basic input output system, right? And so that battery, if you remove it, right, for a few minutes, you could leave it for like 10 minutes, half an hour. What it does is that if there's an issue with the computer, it could be a DRAM issue. Sometimes when they say DRAM issue, it means something's wrong with the memory. So either the memory wasn't seated properly, which it was, because when she received the computer, I told her to just turn it on, make sure everything is working, which she did, right, and everything was fine. Her daughter used it to go through the Microsoft process of creating an account, uh, doing password and stuff like that, but she did, and then she shut the computer off, and I guess she put it away. So I don't know what happened. I don't know anything happened between there, but the computer should have started fine and it did. So I had to have her remove the battery for 10 minutes, put it back in, put in back the graphics card, and I said, just plug it in and see what happens. Still nothing again. So I was like, you know what? I'm not spending, because I already know what was going on. I already know what was going on, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to spend, another hour trying to figure out what's going on. So I said to her, I said, look, um, we're not going to go through this, because I know how they target you, and how they keep putting you in the stressful situation. And particularly since, like when I get fixated on the issue, like I really get fixated and I'll spend hours, okay? So I said, you know what? This is probably one of those moments, again, because we're also using the police sirens a lot too. So I said, this is one of those moments where I think what I need to do is just say, listen. I said to her, listen, all right, leave the graphics card out, take out the battery again, put them away, and then we'll try again tomorrow. Okay? Because I said, right now, I can't spend the time needed. I said, and if we try to troubleshoot it today and it doesn't work, then you have to take it to probably to Best Buy, have them take a look at it, the Geek Squad, have them take a look at it. But again, the computer should have worked fine. It is very rare that I build a computer, okay, in which it doesn't work. And I know these things happen. Sometimes when you buy a computer, sometimes certain parts may go bad because of it could be a manufacturing issue, could it be an assembly issue, because you go onto some of the forums and you read up certain issues, you'll be like, well, I just bought this graphics card and it was working fine, and then I turn on my computer today and nothing, right? End up being the card is faulty. So things like that does happen, and so that's why I said I'm not there, and she's not close to me to where I can say, okay, I can come and uh, try to troubleshoot it myself. And so I just said, this is what you might have to do this. Okay, so we're gonna try again today. But like I said, yesterday we just I can always tell when other people are being co-opted, their mindset are being hijacked, because these individuals, they sick with their sick mindset, want to do some type of test to see if, how I handle stress, because they know what they've done to me, right? And the fact that I'm aware and doing the opposite of what they want me to do, right? So I know they remember they always trying to save themselves. Okay, so if I'm trying to combat their negative programming, and being that I'm exposing them, they're gonna now want to act as if they're trying to help me, right? And maybe that's what they're trying to tell these purposes, but it's all a lie. It's based off of deception. That's why I say, as a TI, you have to recognize and understand how you're being programmed, or how you was programmed, and try to reverse that program, that negative conditioning, right? and because they don't want you to reverse that negative conditioning. Always remember, whatever narrative that they have, that they put forth about you as a TI or me as a TI, they're going to condition you into being into that narrative. Why? Because now people are going to say, okay, well, they're absolutely right. It's all manipulation, deception. Okay, and once you begin to understand that, you begin to unravel some of the things that you've experienced, and say, you can say to yourself, okay, yes, this is what they did in the past, right? And being that you're able to recognize that, now going forward when they attempt to do those things again, and believe me, they always will, right? This program is to make you submit to their will, right? And to take your will away, your confidence, your ability, uh, whether it be intellectual, whether it be in whatever field of expertise you may be in, is to delude your mind and your skill sets, right? Like I said this, they, lately sending me a message about the mass poverty that they're going to create within the black community and the mass unemployment. Okay, and this is their agenda, right? Like I said, things get worse. And again, if you understand history, you understand that in every society that has risen and has fallen is because of people with the same mindset who are at the top, who are the elites, who are the rulers. Okay, but it's a mindset that they don't. Again, it's a dark triad personality traits. So they don't have an understanding. Okay, yeah, you cannot reason with these individuals. You cannot speak to them because they believe that they are uh, you and I gods, right? But they have you and I trying to believe that it's a god in the sky, right? But they're sitting in their high offices and their expensive mansions or what have you, sitting in place of power within politics or what have you, right? And it's basically really dividing society and destroying society. Okay, but the understanding that of treating people with respect and equally, no. And again, when you look at the society reflects its leaders. Okay, just like when you work for a corporation, the CEO of the corporation, his mindset is transferred down to the lower ranks, to his okay, yeah, his or her mindset is transferred down to their subordinates, right? They create the culture within the company, within the sports team, within the agencies, right? Within the business. Okay? So when you look at a society, particularly here in America, which has become more degraded, okay, it is something that's purposely done. And like I said, go to the website, the Academy of Ideas, right? And you will understand what I'm talking about. The creation of mass psychosis within the society, the creation of a society with mass mental illness, right? So they can rule, and they can, and anyone who tries to oppose that, they can destroy in any way. This is why cancel culture has grown within the past decade to where basically they can cancel anybody based off of false accusation. Okay, um, so yeah, so like I said, understand what it is that they're doing, how they try to stress you out, and like I said, make the best decision for you. It doesn't matter if the other whoever on the other end is mad or what have you. So be it. Um, make the best decision that's best for you, right? For your health, whether it be your physical health, your mental health, you know, and that's important. And so as a TI, you got to understand that. And as I said, mental health here. Police outside again. Right? Because again they'll label they'll label you and remove the label as because it benefits them, right? Or because they don't want to be held accountable. Okay, so they know that they psychologically harm us and continue to do it, you know, um, and then they'll use the label and remove the label as they see fit, right? And you and I are powerless to do anything about it. But what we can do, right? What we can do is uh, understand our conditioning, right? Our brainwashing, what they put into our minds, and reverse it. All right. So talk to you guys in the next video.